Well, we're here with head women's volleyball coach Korey Schroeder. Korey, team's running a three-game winning streak right now, heading into the home opener. Obviously, a big match tomorrow against rival University of Washington. You guys got to be feeling pretty good right now, getting into bowler.
Yeah, it's really good to be home, and we got a few weeks here to spend in Bowler. We got one quick match over in Seattle in a couple weeks, but other than that, we got 5 out of 6 at home, which is gonna be really good. A lot of travel early on, which pros and cons to that. Yeah, it is a lot of travel, a lot of missed school, tough on their bodies, but also an opportunity for us to connect, away from Pullman. So that's been great for us. And yeah, go out to Boston and get a couple of wins and only play 7 sets was great, and be able to come back here and feel pretty fresh going into UW is a good place to be.
Recently, you've had three players make the Harvard Invitational All-Tournament team, being Korey Schroeder, Leskova, and Lingenbrink. How have you felt about that as their coach?
Yeah, they've done a great job. It's been really nice as our first three weekends of having different people getting named to all tournament teams, which is great that we've had contributions from different people. Lucy's been named to all three, not surprisingly. She's absolutely crushing it. But then, Tinon's in week one, gets it at Utah. Eliana Tia gets it at Grand Canyon. And then, have Cam and who's the other one that we got named? Sorry, guys.
Korey Schroeder and
Yeah, Melina, which was really cool for Melina. She had playing on the right side most of the season and a 3 rotation role, and then she goes out and is on the outside and then ends up playing 6 rotations. She absolutely crushed it, and that was pretty cool. And we've talked about roles adapting as matches and seasons go on, and if your role is reduced a little bit, well, you got to embrace that and make sure that you're supporting your teammates. And if you get put into a bigger role, awesome. Go ahead and embrace that and do it to the best of your ability.
So we were talking to you last week. We'd asked you about looking forward to UW, and you said that at that time you were just focusing on that Harvard Invitational. Now, so now you have the Harvard Invitational out of your way, coming into your home opener against UW. Have you been looking at the film and maybe who's on UW that's maybe stressing you out a little bit heading into that matchup?
I mean, they're good all around. They're solid. They've had a couple of hiccups, but they're playing really good opponents. So even their losses, those are to NCAA tournament teams. So it's a high caliber team, and they're pretty well rounded, especially on the pin. They've had 2 different outsides and a right side that have gone for 3+ kills a set. So they're very capable. They're pretty limited as far as the personnel that they have out there. All 3 pins are playing 6 rotations for them. Get set out of the back row, and so they're huge contributors. But their middles have gotten more involved. They had one that's, I think, been starting for them for 3 years now. The one's sophomore that's starting in her second year, and they've both improved from when we first saw them 1-2 years ago. So I think it's just a really well balanced team. That's going to definitely put some pressure on us. Hopefully we'll be able to get after them a little bit with our serve. But yeah, it's going to be a fun battle.
So obviously you're coming off a 3-game win streak and a sweep at the Harvard Invitational, and I just want to ask, what kind of confidence has that instilled in your team coming off that win streak and going into the Apple Cup matchup?
Yeah, I mean, I think it certainly does. You want to win anytime you go into a match, and it helps you going forward. But we also have to kind of hey, those are behind us, and now we need to focus on the matches that are in front of us. So I feel like we're in a pretty good place, but we also have a lot of things that we're continuing to try to improve in practice. So I think that's what's been really encouraging, is that we have been improving those little things, as well as playing on our strengths. So, but yeah, 3 matches in a row is great. Feel like we played better this weekend than we did the weekend before, which is you want to be doing, is just continuing to get better, whether you win or lose. You want to get out of a match saying, hey, we got a little bit better tonight. So I think we did that with both the Harvard and Seton Hall matches last weekend.
So you talked about Melina making that Harvard Invitational team. On the stat sheet, she doesn't necessarily jump out right away, but maybe what is it about her that off the stat sheet really sticks out to you?
Yeah, I mean, I think like on the court, she has the ability to score. She's just a really good athlete who's worked on her craft a lot. She's in year 5 now. And so yeah, we know that when she gets set, she can go score just about at any time. And she's had a couple matches now where she's just gone off. But I think that, the adapting in the role, she was used to playing on the outside, and she got put on the right side and, did a good job over there. But then you get put back into the outside role, and you kind of have to adapt on the fly. And I thought she did a really nice job of that. And she had never played 6 rotations before, at least not in a large capacity. So hadn't played through the back row much. And we asked her to do that in that match against Seton Hall. And, I thought she owned it.
So obviously you've had a lot of young talent firing on all cylinders recently with, as you mentioned, Aliana Tia winning back-to-back Player of the Weeks, and now these three on the Harvard Invitational team. What can we expect from maybe another player that you see that you might think may make an impact on the Cougs 2025 season?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've had a lot of contributions from all over the place, whether they're named to all tournament teams or not. Our setters have done a really nice job with Italia and Liv. Italia's grown from year one, even though we're in a 6-2 versus a 5-1. She's improved as a setter and taking command of the court. Liv has done a phenomenal job with her development in the last 6 months. She graduated early and was here with us in the spring and did a good job, but made a ton of improvement throughout the spring. And then where she came in this fall was just really impressive. So she's done a really nice job there too. Maddie Joswick has done a great job with her role. She's gone in for either of the outside. She's gone in as a serving specialist, as a true freshman in her first college experience, playing experience, has done a really nice job with that as well.
I feel a little silly asking this because you're coming off, back-to-back wins in 7 sets at that Harvard Invitational. But looking at that Harvard Invitational, what's the letter grade coming out of that for you?
Yeah, probably at a B. We probably could have played a little bit better, but also trying to keep in mind that we took a 6-hour flight across the country in 3 time zones, and coming off of a back-to-back weekends where we played 3 matches in a row. I think we were a little fatigued going into that, and I thought we did a really nice job working through it. We were positioned in the 20s against Harvard, where we could have dropped any one of those sets, and we had really good toughness in the 20s. Maybe not starting out the sets as good as we'd like to, but we're finishing them, and I would much rather be finishing sets than not starting them off. So it's a really good place to be. And you look at that Seton Hall match, and we didn't play very good in the first set. And then we came out in the last 3 and we crushed it. And, we had, game plan was extend rallies, swarm to the ball defensively, make them take more swings. And we executed that really well. And so I was really proud of them for that. And even when it didn't feel like we were playing our best volleyball, they played together, which was really good to see. It didn't feel like we getting frustrated with each other because we weren't playing our best and going 6 different ways. I really should say 18 of us, of everybody on the bench being involved too. But I feel like everybody was involved even when things weren't going perfectly for us. So yeah, overall, B plus. But overall, really, really proud of them.
Excited to have volleyball back in Pullman for sure. Obviously looking forward to tomorrow being back in Bowler, having the crowd here, hopefully packed house. Is there kind of a buzz among the team just getting excited to play in front of our home fans and experience what Bowler is?
Yeah, I mean, I think you've got this, 2 things coming together at once of us having our home opener after being on the road for 3 weeks, and people are just excited to be home and be in Bowler, and you have UW coming in as well. So definitely some excitement there, and really cool that we get to follow that up with a match against Eastern the night before Apple Cup football. We make sure that we're staying prepared for both matches this week. Yeah, I think there's really good energy, and then also I had to talk to the team of just making sure that we're preparing for this match like we do other matches, and that we're going through our routine and we don't get so hyped that we're not able to go out and execute and perform early on. So it's a fine balance of definitely embracing the Bowler environment because we know it's the best on the entire West Coast, while also making sure that we're going through our normal routines and we're ready to play from point one.
Well, yeah, come out to Bowler this week, support volleyball. Home against University of Washington, 7 p.m. on Wednesday. Home against Eastern Washington, Friday at 6 p.m. Thanks, Coach. Good luck this weekend.
Yep. And final word, we need everybody there for both matches. We should have huge crowds for this home openers and leading up to big football weekend. If you're in town or anywhere nearby, make sure you're in Bowler and bring some people with you. Go Cougs.